looked too long. My eyes froze onto hers, still open but just beginning to become clouded. I should start at the most logical place, the beginning. I suppose it's the least I can do. People are going to go through all my things to find out why I did it. It, of course, being me picking up the gun, I can only hope it obliterates the images in my mind. However, I get ahead of myself. I should start at the beginning. It all started with a length of rope, a girl from my village, and a mango tree. If that sounds sinister, it was. She took her own life from that tree outside my room about a month ago. I was a Peace Corps volunteer in a small village in Nicaragua. I signed up to open my eyes to the world. In truth, I was a mediocre volunteer who preferred listening to music and reading to interacting with the locals. But this isn't about my service. This is to help you understand why I am writing this with a loaded gun sitting by the computer. She had done it during the night. I, of course, heard nothing. I came out in the morning to find her. Her eyes were wide open. They were just beginning to cloud over. A soft breeze shifted her. A terrible, gentle movement. If I knew then what I know now, I would have never looked. I stared in shock. She was wearing a cheap sweater with a misspelled cartoon character. Her black hair cascaded around her face. My eyes were locked onto hers. What had they seen in those last moments? I couldn't look away from those opaque eyes that seemed to see everything and nothing. That was how it all started. The police came and cut her down. The gossip around the village was that it was unrequited love, that she couldn't bear to live. The story spread before she was even buried. We had only shared one conversation about beans. I have another explanation, but I'd rather keep it to myself. She was buried quickly, and I just wanted to move on. It started with chills whenever I passed that mango tree. I would sometimes catch glimpses of something in the branches. A shape, a shadow. When I turned to look, there was nothing. I brushed it off as nerves. I was dealing with trauma after all. I thought I'd just wake up one day and it would all be a memory. It began to unravel when I found a long black hair in my soup. This was odd, as the only cook was my host grandmother, whose hair was gray. I ignored it, but the thought haunted me. That night was the first time I saw it. I was lying in bed looking at the night sky through the wooden slats of my wall. The wind rustled the leaves of the mango tree and I saw a shape there, larger than before. I brushed it off again until I was nearly asleep. Then I saw it peering through the cracks in my wall. They were milky white, and they were looking straight at me. After that sleepless night, I called my girlfriend Iris and asked her to come. I told her I needed her. She was by my side the next day. I tried to lose myself in her, to bury the thoughts and memories. The local gossip she heard only mentioned a tragedy in the village. She was blissfully unaware of how I was coming apart, and I drew what strength I could from her. That strength left me a few days later. We had just fallen asleep, and in that hazy, peaceful state, I felt her skin against mine, my arms around her. It was a moment I wished I could preserve forever. Everything shattered when the door to my room opened and Iris walked in, having returned from outside. Who then was in my bed? My eyes shot open. My bed was empty. I tried to focus on Iris, but my mind was pulled back to those eyes. The hazel eyes that were now milk white, staring at me from inside my own head. I shut down after that. I became distant. The relationship imploded within days. She was gone, calling me cold and heartless. I was alone. Or rather, I wished I were alone. The feeling of being watched was constant. My community looked at my haggard expression with curiosity, but worse, I felt her watching me. I tried my best. I tried so hard. The next day, I broke completely. I woke up to an unfamiliar sound in my room. Not an animal. It was the slow, deliberate sound of rope grinding against the main support beam. I squeezed my eyes shut. I knew what it was. She was there, in my room. I acted like a child, thinking if I didn't look, it would go away. My eyes snapped open when I heard the rope snap and a sickening thud on the floor near my head. She was gone, but I knew she would never leave. I'll skip how I was sent home. Let's just say it involved a lot of drinking and raving about eyes in the dark. I found myself back in America, among friends who had no idea. I wrapped myself in their lives like a shield. For a while it worked. I felt safe. That safety ended last night. I woke up with the unmistakable feeling of hair on my face. I felt cold palms pressing into my cheeks, holding my head in place. She was there, her face inches from mine. I clenched my eyes shut for what felt like hours, but she didn't leave. I finally looked up into those milky white eyes. And in her gaze, I saw it. I saw what she had seen. I saw those hellish sights. I would do anything to erase what I saw there. This is why I'm typing this. I know she will persist. I have only one option left. I cannot face that again. I realize why she's watching me. I couldn't look away from her eyes that morning in grotesque fascination. My eyes locked onto hers. I saw what she saw, and she saw the life in my eyes. Something she desperately wanted to see again. That's why she stalks me. She wants to see through living eyes, but what I saw in exchange. I can't bear to see any more of what comes after. I'm going to do it now. I have to. I couldn't do it. The eyes were there. In the dark of the barrel, looking into me once again, bringing all the terrors back. I watched, frozen, as her gaze hollowed me out. I know now what is waiting at the end. She caught a glimpse of life through me, a momentary reprieve from what she now sees, and nothing will stop her from trying to see it again. She's watching me through the gun. Her eyes are on me from the shadows. Oh God, her eyes are on me from the computer screen. She doesn't care whose eyes she's looking through. She just wants the sight she lost. She just wants to see something other than what comes after. The gun.